welcome to Iceland. We are in Reykjavík. So this trip was a little bit of a last minute plan. It was actually from the Jet2 sale. They had a flight for around £100, so I just booked it and off we went. Just before I left, they had actually dropped all of the restrictions, so it was really nice and easy to get in. I've watched quite a bit of YouTube on it, had a little research online, so I've got a good idea of what I want to do, what I want to see. The main plan is going to be to go along the south coast up until Diamond Beach, and then head back and spend a little bit of time in Reykjavík and the Blue Lagoon before we do finish. I knew when I was coming to Iceland that I would always want to do it in a camper van. It was really the only way that I wanted to see it, so I actually rented mine through Campeasy. Just booked it online. It was a very easy process. You can just choose from the different options of vans. Because I'm on my own, I went for the Easy Small, which is probably big enough for two, but it has everything that you need. It has a camp stove, it has a cooler, it has plenty of storage and drawers, and the bed folds out into a very small double or a large single. It comes with plenty of bedding, and most importantly, it comes with a heater. I will do a little bit of a walk around in the van just to show you exactly what comes with mine, but online they show all sorts and you can fully customize it, and there's plenty of add-ons that you can add on to there too. However, the first thing I need to do is to fill up with snacks and food. I don't know how many supermarkets there are along the way, but I'd rather have everything in and I can just keep on going. So the first stop is to go to Bonus, which is something that seems to be recommended quite highly. It is a supermarket with a pig as a logo, and it's bright yellow and pink, so it's very hard to miss. And there's one right by the airport, so go there first and then off we go. I can see it. So it's first day, first waterfall down. So we started at Seljalandsfoss, which is one of the first waterfalls that you hit in Iceland. You can actually walk behind it, which is pretty cool. It's only a really short walk, but you can get right up behind it and you get soaking wet. But it's really good, really unique. That's the first one. There's actually a second one that I'm just walking to now. So let's go find out what it's like. For the first day, it's at Skogafoss, which is just in the background there. You can actually camp on site here, and it is quite busy, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time exploring, take a few photos as the sun starts to dip. We're going to settle down here and hopefully get out in the morning to get some good shots and move on for day number 2. I do feel there's going to be a bit of a running theme of waterfalls on this trip. So after what started out as a really bad day, woke up this morning and it was a complete contrast to yesterday. It was rain, wind, forecast for snow, didn't look good. So we set off from Skogafoss, and by about an hour down the road we got to Wick and stopped off at where the school beans bus is. It's a little cafe shop that's in a converted yellow school bus. But the wind was just getting really bad. Anyway, so I spoke to one of the guys who was at the cafe, and he sort of showed me a couple of weather websites and sort of gave me the confidence to say, well, you know what, if you just take it slow, you'd be good to go. By that point, the van was rocking, it was shaking, it was swaying. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm glad I did, because I got to one of my first stops today after having to bail on the plane crash site, just because the weather was awful. It was raining and winding. It just wouldn't have been worthwhile. So I got to one of my first stops, which is a glacier walk, which is pretty epic. So it certainly saved the day by being here. The weather has taken a much better turn. It's actually been snowing, but with clear roads it's been absolutely fantastic. So really happy that I kept going, and yeah, what a second stop. Here's some more footage. To what has got to be the biggest glacier I've ever, well, I mean, I've only ever seen two glaciers, so it makes the biggest of two, but it is huge. I mean, I'm still probably hundreds of meters away, and it's just ginormous. That is actually the one that you can do hikes on, so you can do arranged tours to go with crampons or with all the kit, and you actually go and walk up it. Unfortunately, just with the days that I've got here, I haven't got time to go and do that, which is a shame, but it looks epic. Just nothing I've ever seen before. The camera probably doesn't pick it up, but the blue against the white, it's just incredible. And because it's all black soil and black sand, it just stands out even more, and it's absolutely incredible. It's one of the most picturesque places I think I've ever been to. It's just amazing. pretty fantastic. So I've come here about 5:30 it is now, and there is not a soul around. There's been quite a few people on the road today, and I've just obviously came back from the Diamond Beach and there was loads of people there, but for some reason, whether this is just late on the list or whether I've just timed it right, there is absolutely not a soul here. So we just got to the first stop, which is the canyon. It's a little bit off the road, and it involved a little bit of 4x4, and with a little van, that certainly isn't a 4x4. You really do feel those potholes. There was drawers clanging in the back, there was dishes flying all over. So yeah, definitely taking it a little bit slower on the way back. But I've actually seen craters smaller than those potholes. I mean, video here. So yeah, let's go. So today's going to involve quite a bit of driving. I'm making my way back from Skaftafell, which is where the glacier was and where I camped last night. Making my way back there all the way to Geyser, which is about 4.5 hours worth of driving. But because the weather was so rubbish on the way over here, there's a few stops that I wasn't able to do. So we're going to do a little bit of backtracking and hopefully tick a few of those off. As you can see, the weather is still not great, but it hasn't hindered the experience. The views are still incredible. Put a coat on the hat and off we go. Oh, well, that's the geyser done. Oh my god, it was pouring it down. I was there for about 5 minutes and I am drenched. I've just had to get changed. Thankfully, as soon as I set my GoPro down, it went off within literally a minute and everyone just scarpered. You can't really see much just from the rain, but here's a little clip. So now I need to go find a campsite. The one that's at Geyser is closed. It's only open for the summer months. So there's one just a little bit outside. So I'm going to drive there now and hopefully camp up and have a little bit of dinner, and just pray it dries up a little bit. So I've come to Gulfoss, which I think one of the most popular main waterfalls. It's on the Golden Circle, which is hopefully what I'm aiming to do today. There's a few little things off the beaten track, hopefully, that I'm going to try to tick off today, but mostly it's going to be the Golden Circle today. I've started early. I've got here for about 8:30, just because I wanted to beat the crowds, and I haven't actually had any time to spend in Reykjavík city centre, so hopefully going to be able to do the Golden Circle quite quick, quite early, and enjoy the city a little bit. So here's Gulfoss. Cold. So now that we're done with Gulfoss, I'm going on to Hrunalaug, which is one of the natural hot springs. It's about a 30-minute drive, so we're going to go there, hopefully have that to myself again. Let's see.
So I've made it to Hrunalaug Hot Springs. As you can see, I've warmed up a little bit by getting in. This is one of the best places I think I've ever been to. It's in the middle of absolute nowhere. It's surrounded by just hills and snow, and you've got this warm little bath right in the middle of it. It's absolutely crazy. When you do get here, there's probably only enough room for one person or two people in the actual hot spring itself, which makes it quite nice and private. There's a little hut just behind me that you can get changed in, and yeah, it's just one of the best places I've been to.
Right, on to Kerid Crater now. Hold up. Didn't you promise us a van tour? So this is the van that I went for. As you can see, it's from Camp Easy. This is the Easy Small, which is one of the smallest ones that they do. It isn't a 4x4. It does fit two people quite comfortably, but it's one very comfortably with a lot of space. As you can see, it's got a side entrance here. When we go in, this is where the bed is, and that obviously pulls out into filling into this space here. Underneath here there's all kinds of space to put your bags, or just any other storage that you need to have out of the way, because you are obviously limited on space. When we come on this side, there's a cooler in there, which is a really good size. I got about a week's worth of snacks and food to go in there. Underneath you've got plenty of storage. So you've got one in here, which is full of your plates, and all your pans go in there. You've then got the power information here, so that just tells you what your voltage is, so you can give you an idea as to how much your batteries are full. That is for your inverter, and you get two USBs that go on there. Comes with the standard obviously sinks, all of your curtains. It also comes with a gas canister, which is fantastic. I've never actually used one of these before, but they worked really well with pans, kettles, all again which come included as part of it. I also have the one that comes with the heater, which is up in the top right hand corner. That's really good actually, because you can leave it on all night. It is quite cold here for the days that I was here, so being able to leave that on all night was just a dream. It just made the van really nice and cozy, and you were able to kind of sleep like a baby. It was absolutely fantastic. So as far as extras go, when you book on the website, there is a long list of extras that you can add on, quite substantial, including, you know, sunglasses, bandanas. There really is everything. I knew I was coming when it was going to be cold, so I wanted to make sure that I had extra comfort, because I didn't know what it was going to be like in a camper van in a cold country. This is my first time, so I opted for an extra pillow, an extra duvet, and a blanket, just to make sure that I know I will be warm. Thankfully with the heating, that worked great, and I didn't actually need the extras, but I probably would still recommend having those, just because it made it more comfortable. You know, when the floor was quite cold, you were able to put the blanket down and it made it warmer. So just those little extras that make it a lot more homely, and definitely a lot more warm and more enjoyable. So this is the tablet that comes with every van. Everyone comes with 4G, so GPS works everywhere. Even in the very remote areas, it still worked. It was fantastic. It also has all of these options, so if you were wanting to look for something in particular, for example, if you're looking for petrol stations, coffee, restaurants, campsites, it also has a chat option down here which goes directly through to the office. One of the other features that I really like about it is the trip option. This obviously has previous trips from people who have also used it, so if you're not sure, if you haven't researched it and you really want to take some inspiration, then you can have a little look at what other people have done. Alternatively, you can actually create your own. So if you want to go on there and really plan out what you want to do, if you're really that organized, then this gives you the functionality and you can just follow it and it will literally map it out for you using the GPS. It also has a live interactive map, so you can move it around. So if you want to go exploring, see what is coming up, then you can do that. And so that is the van. So it's pretty apparent where I am right now. This is the Blue Lagoon, which is probably what Reykjavík and Iceland is most known for. It's actually really close to the airport, so I've made it my last activity for whilst I am here, just before I drop the camper van. This is my last night here, so I've got a campsite which is quite close by, but I wanted to spend as much time as I could here, so I booked the 7 o'clock slot, which just meant I had right up until closing. It's a much bigger spot than I thought it was. The pools themselves are huge. There's probably 3 that merge all into one, but it's all sectioned off, which is nice. You get a band that comes with it, which includes a face mask, and it also includes a drink. There are actually a few different options. There's Comfort, which is the basic one, and there's a premium one, and there's a whole spa retreat. Because I'm just here on my own, I just went for the Comfort one, but even as the Comfort, it still comes with a drink and a mask, which makes the £65 price tag maybe a little bit more worthwhile. So I think it's now time to get a face mask and get a drink.